popular demand, I'm going to give you a closer look at Halfling Pete's Halfling army. He generally leaves it here, because this is where he plays all of his games. There it is in a nice wide shot. Time for some close-ups. Here we have his Hawk or Eagle Riders, which I believe are made from Wood Elf Warhawks, with 2 Halfling Spearmen on the back of each one. Interesting banner there with a knife and fork on it. Halflings do love to eat. They're very nice bases, it's just a shame that they're kind of obsolete now, since everything's supposed to have square bases in the new edition. Never mind. We have the slightly less impressive Swan Riders. I say less impressive because he did just buy them from a toy shop, I believe, and then stuck halflings on the back. They're not even painted, if you can't tell. That's just the colour they came in. In front of them, we have the first unit of Spearmen. You can tell he painted these because they're all pretty much the same colour, apart from small amounts of skin and shields. Same goes for these Swordsmen here. The banners aren't too bad on some of these. Behind them we have a Treeman. I don't know who painted that. We come to some nicely painted stuff now. These were painted by a friend of his quite a while ago, so they're a pretty decent standard. Got the cooks, the crazed cooks which behave like night goblin fanatics, and 2 hot pot catapults at the back there. All these are painted quite nicely. Moving on, we have the Ram Riders, which he painted for the most part himself, although I did add some colour to them. I gave them faces and capes, I believe, and based them and made the banner. Some excellent freehand work there with the word meh. These are actually dwarf Ram Riders. Can't remember exactly what company they're from, but to make them look like halflings he just filed down the beards and then painted that section of the body as armour. So very creative. In front of them we have the Housewives, which aren't a bad unit in the book, but this unit is pitifully small. So they're not very effective in the game at that size. They go down very easily. More Spearmen over here. He does tend to put the 2 units of Spearmen together and mix them up a bit, so they do have some strength behind them. He painted most of those, as you can tell, since they're all one colour, although I did do a few of those for him to match. Over here, getting to some interesting stuff now, we have the Beehives and the Beekeepers. The Beehives I made out of green stuff and painted. You may see the one in the middle there looks considerably sloppier than the rest. That's because it was the experimental one that I made first, before I'd got the technique down and made the rest of them. They're basically just rings of green stuff piled on top of each other, getting smaller as you go up. And then the bees are just blobs of green stuff rolled into that shape and then attached to the hive with a piece of paperclip, which is then painted white. I think they look quite good. The beekeepers there, Well, we're going for real accuracy and realism here. As any good beekeeper knows, the one tool that you really want when you're trying to herd a swarm of bees is a giant crucifix. It just makes sense. Here we have another unit that I painted, which is a shepherd and his sheep. There's nothing for these in the book, so we're going to use them with the Skaven giant rat rules, I believe. Moving further, we have this vast amount of archers, which he does usually split into two, but I've just put them all together because they all have the same paint scheme, as far as I can tell. Interesting story behind the banner there. My brother used to play Orcs and Goblins, and they had a game against each other with the banners on the line. The winner would take the other side's banner, and Halfling Pete obviously won, so he ended up with a Gobbo's Rule banner, which is on that guy now. And the banner that was on the line for his army was this rather fetching one here, which has a printed out and stuck on picture of Steve Allen. I believe it's a book cover written by Steve Allen. Yep, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but never mind. These are painted quite nicely actually. These are done by the same guy that did the Cooks, one of his friends from back in the day, who was quite decent at painting, as you can see. Onto the characters. We have a frog. I don't know what that's supposed to represent exactly, so we'll move on. A wizard, which I painted a long time ago. He's got stars and whatnot all over him. Next wizard, who's supposed to be some kind of monk. I painted this one as well. This was done last year. I quite like this model actually. This was one of the first attempts I ever made at painting eyeballs. Next we have his infamous M&M. He generally uses that as a character. He's a bit crazy like that. Another random character. And another. And here's another one I painted, this pirate, which looks quite good I think. I don't think you could ever use this many characters in a game. Have trouble fitting them all in. But anyway, here's another one which I'm not sure who painted this one actually. I know it wasn't me. But it's a halfling hero of some kind with a baby dragon. I don't believe that the current rules have anything about baby dragons, so we may just end up making something up. And the only thing that remains, he hasn't even seen this thing yet. As a joke at the expense of this little M&M guy that he loves using, I decided to make him a giant out of a giant M&M. He's on the correct size base. It's supposed to be an M&M with a map of some kind, so I painted over that and made it into a menu, which is hilarious, I think you'll agree, because I'm really funny like that. Here's the entire army again. I keep telling him he needs to get more models for this army, which is strange considering he has got quite a lot already. It's mainly down to the fact that some of the units are just too small to be any use in combat, so they just get picked off one by one. Especially the Housewives, there's only 15 of them. Well, I think you've seen enough halflings for one day. Hopefully, we'll be able to do another battle report with these in the not too distant future. It has been a long time since the last one, so maybe you'll see them again soon. Toodaloo.